When we do writing now, we have to think about both writing for print and for the web. So we're going to talk about what is similar about writing for the web as compared with writing for print, and some things that we need to do differently. So what they share is that, of course, news breaks both in print, and more so on the web, of course, but we're still writing news-focused stories for both of those environments. We still do features, still have photos, graphics, columns, although, a lot of blogs are taking column form online. We still do reviews. These are all similar writing that we're going to see. But the web has opened up a world that we never had before with print. The idea of immediate posting of information, immediate updates as they occur, these kind of lead rewrites that we see on news breaks and added facets of information. We had never imagined that we could do this before. In the past, you wrote a story. If it happened in the afternoon, you wrote it, you rewrote it, you went through your editor, it went over to the press, it got onto the press overnight, it got printed, it got in people's hands by 5 o'clock the next morning. Now, if something happens at 2 in the afternoon, by 2:05, for the most part, people know about it. We also have the ability to link to additional information, to get supporting materials for people. So if we're going to be writing a story about a budget, we don't need to break down all of the components of the budget in the story. We can link to the actual budget document. We can link to prior stories that we've written. We can link to other people's analysis of it. We have the ability to give people even more. And we have interactivity, so we have media that we can put up, video, audio, graphics. We could write a story about the Mirror Lake jump, or we could show video of it, which is going to be a lot more compelling for some people, certainly going to give a different perspective than just writing in print. And we also now have a chance to communicate with our readers. So writing has become more of a dialogue as opposed to a lecture. And we get comments back from readers, we get suggestions from readers, some positive, some negative, but they are communicating with us, and that's really what we want. This is a choose your own adventure now, because you can navigate through news, and that means that I need for you to provide me with the information I want and the ability to get to the information I want, or I'm going to jump over and find someone else who will do it for me. We used to have control over our readers. We knew what they'd read previously because it was on the page before what they're on now. We knew what they'd be reading next because it was on the next page. Now, we don't have this option of information in a logical sequence. We have to be producing content the way that readers want to be consuming content. So a lot of web users, they skim. They ignore details. They're reading headlines more so than ever because, of course, headlines are out there by themselves, just independent of the stories. They have much shorter attention spans. People are reading on very small screens. They're reading on their mobile devices. A lot of people, certainly they're reading on tablets. So we have to really think about the web as being more free-spirited. We also know that reading on websites can fatigue us, especially if we're doing it on a desktop computer. Your eye does not track the same way on a computer screen as it does on paper. The pixels, now the higher the resolution that we're getting to, and with the Retina display that we're seeing, we're certainly avoiding a lot of the problems that we had when we were just dealing with straight desktop computers. But we still sell people that are only scanning the page the majority of the time. They will scroll, but they will not be bored. So as soon as they get bored, they jump off. They're not reading word for word. Really, they're looking out for the key highlights, the pictures, the headlines, the summaries, the captions, those things that grab hold of them. We also know that people track online differently than they do in print. So on print, we read from left to right, and that's pretty conventional. On websites, we're jumping from left to right to center. And we know that people read slower online than they do in print. So we have to, and I want you to notice as you go to various web pages how you see news content on the left, you'll often see an ad on the right, and you'll see headlines in the middle. That's how people are navigating the page, and that's what people are determining is enabling them to navigate it the best way based on how their eyes track. So the web, we need to start writing differently. We write in what we call bite-sized morsels, and bite is deliberately spelled as the computer bite would be. Short paragraphs, bulleted copy, lots of graphic images, lots of things that break up the page. People's eyes don't track all the way across a computer screen easily. We focus on topics, we use subheads, we have to really package things attractively. So in the early days, we were just shoveling things from print up on the web, big blocks of copy, and they were being stretched across the entire computer page. We knew eventually that was not working, and now we have to be reading. The way people read is the way that we need to write. So that means that we do things in layers. We offer depths. We offer the ability for people to go non-linearly. So you'll notice links in copy. When someone gets to a link, they have the option to keep reading, or they can jump off and go to a different area. And now we write with the intention that they'll be jumping through these links and getting to different parts. So that kind of history that we may have put in the article, now we make that a link because people want to be jumping. So the leads are much more important than ever before, because we need to pull people in. If we're going to keep them, we need to get them in there with the lead. We need to recognize that stories are shorter and tighter. Headlines are standing alone. Blurbs and subheads are really important for navigation. So some of the terms that I need for you to think about are search engine optimization, and that means that we write with language that other people are searching Google and other search engines for. If you just put the word city in your headline, the chances of someone searching for city doesn't mean anything. You need to put Columbus, you need to put Philadelphia, you need to put Clintonville. If that's what people are going to look for, we want them to find what you've written. We have to put in hyperlinks and make sure that they are accurate links and that they stay accurate links. We need to make sure that we update when they break. We put anchors in the page so that people will navigate directly to the part of the page we want them to. We put keywords in the back end, which are terms that other people are looking for, or that it will help them navigate to our particular story, recognizing that the search engines are constantly trolling for material that people are searching for. We need to put in to our articles that material that they're looking for. That starts with our headline, it includes our URL, and we still operate to a degree of above the fold, but now it's the point where people, before they've started scrolling. So let's grab them there, and then we can get them to scroll down. Every page is a home page. Every page is a landing page for people, because they don't go to a home page and navigate off of that for the most part. They find most things by typing into that Google box that you'll see on your that you'll see on your browser page. So write to be in that conversation of what people are looking for. Make sure that you put in relevant images that they're going to be interested in. Remember that spelling and punctuation still count, but we're still writing for an education level that's lower than yours for the most part. So we're looking at a 3rd to 5th grade level of writing.